I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're exploring an important book. It is called Beating Diabetes Today, Your Roadmap to Control, Savings, and Recovery. It's written by a remarkable author by the name of Lamar Phillips. This book sheds light on his personal battle with diabetes, offering hope, and not only hope, but actionable advice to those facing the disease. Through his journey to overcome diabetes and neuropathy, the author shares his insights that promise not only to educate, but to inspire readers to take control of their health. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Bookside Press for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his remarkable book. The links are below this interview. Lamar, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Tell me a little bit about your journey with diabetes. When did you get diagnosed?
Well, we were working in the little country of Albania in Europe, and we were there several years. And I just got very careless with my diet and somewhat with my exercise. And of course, it didn't really start in Albania. It started many years before,
Right.
Because I was not real heavy into sweet things, but it was every day a little bit, every day for years. And finally, it got me.
Amazing, amazing. Now, were you overweight at the time?
I was, yes,
Okay.
I was overweight. I was 60 pounds overweight. I was 190.
190. And how tall are you?
I was 5'8" at the time, but because of my age, I'm shrinking a little bit.
As we all are. But you know, it's funny, nowadays 190 and 5'8" doesn't sound that heavy. It almost sounds like the average American, right? Because so many Americans have a lot of weight packed on them.
Yeah,
From the
they
sweets,
do.
junk food, the processed foods, and all of that.
That's true.
So you got the diagnosis. How old were you?
I was 70 years old.
70 years old. You get the diagnosis that your A1C is up, you've got diabetes. And what's your reaction and what do you do?
Yeah, well, it was 350 and I started getting real tired. Tired all the time. I couldn't figure it out. And we came home on a vacation from Albania, and I went to our doctor, a woman doctor, and she took my BSC, a blood sugar count, and it was 350.
Wow.
When the normal is 90 to 100, maybe a little more.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you, at that point, did you say, or did she recommend insulin, or what was she recommending to you?
Well, she recommended insulin, but not the
Injectable
pill.
Okay.
Yeah, not the pill, because the pill is hard to adjust. And so she gave me a liquid to drink at the right time. And so when I would take it every morning, my blood sugar count, and in the evening, I was able to adapt the amount I needed according to the level of my blood sugar count.
So with insulin, you're able to more or less get it under control, but you decided you needed to get matters more into your own hands and have more control over it?
Yes, well, actually, she put me to bed because it was so bad. And I'll never forget when the nurse came in and wanted to give me a shot. I screamed. I said, no, not me. Because my sister-in-law had it, but she had type 1, which you can't get rid of.
Right.
And that was at the time when the needles were that long.
Yeah.
And that scared me to death.
Yeah.
And so I was afraid of that, but it turned out that the quick pins are about that short, so that's a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was able to handle that.
When did you beat diabetes and how did you beat diabetes?
Well, I had it about 5 years, and then I went to a seminar. We were about 25 or 30 people there in the seminar. And the seminar, of course, told you everything you needed to do to get rid of it, change of diet, more exercise. leave off certain things and so forth. And so I did that. And just in a few days, I got rid of it.
Mm.
And actually, I was the only one out of the 30, and I'm not bragging. I'm just sorry for the others. But anyway, I was delighted I got rid of it.
It's amazing that some simple lifestyle changes can keep you from having to have a life that's filled with injections and controlled by drugs, and then all of the other health complications that go with diabetes.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about some of the steps you took to reverse it.
Well, I stopped drinking soda drinks
Yeah.
and any other drink that had a lot of sugar in it.
Hmm.
And I changed from fatty foods, let's say, to non-fatty foods. You know, the fatty foods are spaghettis and potatoes and so forth. Some of those
Right.
things I ate in very small amounts,
Right.
but basically I got rid of those.
So
And
the
then
simple
I start,
carbohydrates, the pastas, the white bread,
yes,
things like that. Yeah.
and sugars, I mean, ice creams and cakes and puddings and all of the pies, I
Yeah.
put that aside for the.
Yeah.
And then I started doing a lot of exercise, and we returned to the States here in 2010. And I started doing a lot of work in our garden, in our yard,
Yeah.
lots of it, and that
Yeah.
helped.
And so your blood sugar is now normal?
It's normal. It's 90, 98, 100, 110.
Right. But that's a
And
normal
so,
range. Yeah.
I don't have any sense at all of diabetes at the time.
And the same steps you took to overcome diabetes, you also overcame your neuropathy?
Yes, but then I got a little slouchy on the
Mm.
neuropathy. And over the last 3 or 4 years, I have at times eaten too much sweet, and then
Mm.
I get it. As soon as I quit it, it's gone.
Right. And what are your
So,
symptoms of the neuropathy?
well, it generally happens between the knee and the ankle on some
Mm.
side of your leg, and it gets a burning feeling. And when you put your hand down there, it's warm
Mm.
and it's burning, and it isn't pleasant at all. You can hardly sleep.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mhm.
Tell me why you wrote the book.
Well, actually, I wrote the books maybe 6 or 7 years ago, but I've had to do refining and additions and things, and
Mhm.
so finally got it published last year.
Wonderful. I think it's going to help a lot of people. It seems like diabetes is at epidemic proportions. I mean, so many Americans are overweight. And a lot of it has to do with sports drinks and soda. That's a big
Right.
part. Eliminating that, you're eliminating, dozens of grams of sugar a day from your diet. And then if you go to, I guess, were you trying to eat more lean proteins like fish and chicken and things
Yes,
like
and
that?
vegetables
And
and
vegetables, yeah.
fruit. Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, the worst case of diabetes is in China.
Hmm.
There are more millions there than, but in the States there are hundreds of thousands, and there's over 20,000 a day that are getting it
I mean, I
here
guess
in the
China
States.
has a large, one, their food is fried largely, and two, they eat a lot of rice.
Yes, they
So,
do.
and the white rice is really bad for you
Yeah,
because it doesn't have the bran that brown rice has.
right.
So, yeah, this is an important book. So you're feeling good, you're looking strong. Uh, yeah. What kind of
Thank you.
exercise do you do?
Well, during the winter, it's a little hard. My main exercise is out in a big front and big backyard and a big garden, a vegetable garden. But I
Gotcha.
work several hours a day on that. But I'm okay. I'm 85 at the time.
Yeah. Well, you look great. You look younger than your 85 years. That's for sure. You fooled me. When you said you were diagnosed at 70, I was like, how long ago was that? I didn't think it
Yeah.
was very long ago. So your
Uh,
diet, your exercise, it's all working. Keep up the good work. This book is very, very important too. And it is called Beating Diabetes Today, Your Roadmap to Control, Savings, and Recovery. It's written by Lamar Phillips. He knows about diabetes firsthand. A little bit later in life, he was diagnosed with the disease and he was able to bring it under control in just 3 days by changing the way he ate. And he's been able to maintain healthy blood sugar levels by watching what he eats, by eliminating sweets and soft drinks, and by exercising more. It's a healthy prescription. It's highly recommended. The details are all within the pages of his remarkable book. Lamar, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. It was a privilege to be here.
Privilege is all mine, sir. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lamar.